Hello and welcome everyone. This is the fourth part of the presentation, and here we will cover business process concepts and mostly business motivation model. The business motivation model specification provides a scheme or structure for developing, communicating and managing business plans in an organized manner. Specifically, the business motivation model does all of the following. Identifies factors that motivate the establishing of business plans, identifies and defines the elements of business plan, and indicates how all these factors and elements interrelate. Among these elements are those that provide governance for a guidance to the business policies and business rules. Motivation behind business motivation model. There were many different books which defined business vocabulary and business plans or strategic plans in completely different way. I remember myself being a student, I read a book called Exploring Corporate Strategy by Scholes, and it's a very thick book and it wasn't consistent within itself. So business motivation model creates the one vocabulary which is strict or is very well defined. Another thing, software which needs to support business plans and measure it has to have unified vocabulary and clear object model. It is much easier to create legal and IT system from clearly defined business plans, and it saves a lot of time and energy. Business motivation model is defined by this document here. So this is OMG specification, but this specification actually was derived from business rule group specification, and business rules group moved the specification to business motivation model in 2005. They're more or less the same, but you might be interested in this paper as well. It's basically a bit shorter and simpler. This is the model. Business motivation model boundaries are here. So those elements here and here are outside of the business motivation model. In the business motivation model, you've got and ends is basically what you want to be. Means, how are we going to get there? In ends, we have a vision, which is quite vague. Then we have a desired results, mostly goal and objectives. Goals are more general. You don't have to put the time frame there. Objectives are more specific and are time targeted. Means, you've got a mission, which again encompasses the whole company. Course of actions and directives. Within course of actions, you've got a strategy and tactics. And in directives, we've got a business policy and rules. A part of that, we've got the influencers, and influencer is something which might impact our means or ends, or the way we achieve our ends. We've got external influencer, internal influencer. External influencer, it can be a change in law. Internal influencer, it might be our own corporate values. When we have certain things, those certain things are neutral. And then management or people make a judgment. So we can say that this particular change in law might impact our company in a very bad way. And making those assessment is basically a decision process. And based on those decisions, we modify our ends or means or we may change the relations between them. Outside the model, we have an organization unit. Organization unit is a body which actually makes those decisions or creates ends or means. Organization unit links to even a concrete person who actually is responsible for creating means changing them, making assessments, etc., etc. We have a business process, and business process is related to course of actions and directives. So business rules and As you notice, business rules are within the module and outside the model. It will be explained at the end of this presentation. Part of that, we have a common business vocabulary that supports the business motivation model and other reference elements of business models. This will be explained at the end of the presentation.